Freedom's greetings, Helldivers. Ervin here to give you a look into the upcoming features for Liberty Day in Helldivers 2. Full disclosure, this video will be dealing with leaked content, although, of course, no story based content, only new gear and upcoming features for the game. So if you're cool with that, watch on. Otherwise, this is your last chance to turn back. We've had a lot of new stuff snuck into the game under the cover of these recent minor adjustments, though, so without further ado, let's get into it. First, if you don't know, Liberty Day is the holiday in the Helldivers universe ever since the first game. Historically, every 26th of October, Arrowhead has always published an official blog post each year recognizing Liberty Day and has been known to hold interactive events such as streams, contests, giveaways, and AMA threads in celebration of the holiday. And that was all when they were just the developer of the original game. Helldivers 2 has been received on an impossibly larger, grander scale than the original ever was. And these were all things they kept up for years even after the original game stopped receiving new updates. So suffice to say, considering how big of a success Helldivers 2 has been, and this being its first ever celebration of the holiday, we are expecting something big to drop on the 26th. So, what can we expect Liberty Day to bring? Well, it's all a guess at the end of the day, but the leaks we've been receiving are pointing to a new free warbond as we previously speculated. The original Helldivers 1 standard issue armor has been added to the game files, a retrofit for the veterans of the First Galactic War that reads in its description. This classic armor set is recognized by every citizen, worn by the heroic Helldivers who battled and forever defeated the Terminids, Cyborgs, and Illuminates in the First Galactic War. As for what armor passive this armor will have, I think we can expect it to be another medium extra padded suit to add to the collection, but the hopium is that it'll be the long awaited Democracy Protects light armor the community has craved since they first took up the gambling addiction that is the 50/50 500 kg bomb. As we talked about briefly in my last video, you'll also have access to the M216 Constitution, the Helldiver's ceremonial rifle that is not meant specifically for active duty as it is a wooden relic modeled after the M1903 Springfield. But for those of you patriotic enough to bring this rifle into the battlefield regardless, you will have a 5-round medium penetration bolt action rifle with only iron sights to work with that operates with the rounds reload mechanic, which to be fair, unless it does an absolute truckload of damage, which it absolutely isn't going to do, there isn't a practical reason to utilize this rifle. But it will be great for challenge runs, and you will feel extremely patriotic utilizing it. Now, these are the two items that I can confirm for you on my honor as a Helldiver will be dropping on the 26th, guaranteed, whether that be as a free edition or part of a new war bond. But let's talk about other potential upcoming editions as well that are currently in a semi playable state. These next items could make an appearance potentially, but unlike the Constitution retro armor with strong ties to Liberty Day implying their addition, the next items we'll be discussing today have no such prospects. Know that all of these features are coming to the game at some point, though, and we can hope to see at least some of this gear on Liberty Day. The Weapons Workshop has been in the works for a while now, with Pilestead confirming for us in September such a system was in the works that would allow you to customize your primary weapon to your liking. There is every chance, given a lot of these concepts are functional within the game, with just a few more additions, that we will see this highly requested feature drop on Liberty Day. So far, we've seen the ability to change your optic on the weapon to your taste, such as being able to stick a more modest red dot sight on the Diligence counter sniper, but more importantly, the ability to attach a bayonet to your weapon. Sweet Liberty, we are finally getting a real melee focused addition to the game. Similar to Helldivers 1, which is probably the strongest tie that would suggest we could potentially receive these sweet little oil spillers for Liberty Day, is the fact that stabbing motion with this edition is the exact same as the original game, with the new addition of also being able to charge with it. The damage is currently unknown as far as what it'll be capable of inflicting, but if it's anywhere in the 150 to 200 range, I think Helldivers will be quite happy with this new addition, especially if it's capable of being charged with for more damage. Beyond the basic customization, we also have modifiers for your ammo coming with this feature. Sleep darts, a customization available to sidearms, reducing the damage the weapon does to zero, but causing a stun effect similar to what the stun grenades, arc weapons, and pummeler inflict. These darts have no armor penetration either, but keep the enemy inactive for up to 10 whole seconds as they currently are, allowing you to customize your ballistic sidearm of choice into a nighty night pistol capable of tranking anything the size of a charger or smaller, assuming you can connect with a part of the body sporting level 1 or less armor, as again, zero armor penetration. A potentially great utility addition. I can definitely see myself loading a peacemaker with these darts and using it to potentially sneak my way through a bot base that I couldn't have otherwise. Next is the addition of Rad Rounds, a chemical infused bullet that explodes into toxic waste upon impact, dealing radiation damage over time to any enemy struck by it. This ammo will be available for ballistic rifles and ballistic SMG type weapons. While this is likely to come with a penalty to your upfront damage on these weapons in exchange for potentially greater damage over time and a slowing effect, weapons with high magazine capacities and a spray and pray nature could find potential usefulness in this. Speaking of damage over time, we'll be receiving incendiary ammo, again for ballistic assault rifles and SMGs. Similar to the radiation ammo, the damage over time will likely be higher than radiation, but without the slowing effect while still penalizing your raw damage potential. Basically, incendiary rounds for anyone that wants to utilize damage over time without having to use the cookout or incendiary breaker to achieve it. Last in the ammo department, we have what is likely to be the favorite of the bunch, armor piercing rounds. Tuning up the ballistic weapon containing the ammo with one level higher armor penetration, giving your medium penetration weapons light vehicle defeating capabilities, and your light penetrating weapons medium penetration capability. There are few ballistic light penetration weapons in Helldivers 2 that wouldn't feel fantastic with an extra level of armor penetration. I can't imagine how insane a tenderizer with medium penetration would feel, for example. Now, we don't know what trade offs are going to be involved with this armor penetrating round, mind you, but the prospect of such a thing existing and likely being part of our future weapon workbench customization options, whether that comes in with Liberty Day or not, is quite exciting all the same. So that's it about what I know for the weapon customization. Thanks to some new leaks, however, it's looking extremely likely we'll be seeing one of two things added to Helldivers 2 in the near future. Whether that be the addition of mech customization outright, the less likely of the two, or the more likely addition of new vehicle based modules that improve the functionality and features of our mechs. What has led me to this conclusion, you are likely wondering? Well, the long awaited return of the Stratagem launcher has been leaked attached to one of our mechs. This little gadget in the previous game allowed our mech to fire stratagems while still within the suit, preventing the loss of the most powerful portion of your arsenal while driving it, while also allowing you to reinforce your teammates without disembarking. As for what else could be included in these vehicle modules, it is entirely speculation. We could hope, though, for improvements to armor, considering the entire suit is what I would call flimsy at best, sporting only Class 2 armor for the legs and Class 3 armor for the hull. Our mechs are basically an entire tier more poorly armored than the automaton gunships, and more than a tier flimsier than the entirety of a Hulk. I imagine you can see why an improvement to armor might be in order through such a module categorized as the vehicle bay. Getting a little bit sidetracked from things that are surely releasing this month, though, so let's talk about another edition certain to make an appearance within the coming month of October. As part of the 60-day plan, we've been promised a significant buff to the power of the Purifier, a weapon I would personally consider the worst weapon in the game, simply because it's, in almost all circumstances, a worse version of the Plasma Punisher, which is arguably by some a weaker version of the crossbow now. So, some much needed help for this weapon, making it charge up and bring some real damage potential from the primary slot the way it was described would be much appreciated and is going to be coming within this month. Alongside this change, we also know that the jetpack is going to be seeing a significant improvement. Although the only backpack performing on a mainstream level at the moment is now the supply backpack, thanks to the personal shield being converted into your own personal bounce castle, now that any damage it receives transfers the knockback to your Helldiver, despite your hitbox being far smaller than the bubble itself. I don't know who was in charge of this change, but we really need to run that one back, as it is just awful. A jetpack buff will be well received by the community, of course, though. All of you, I'm sure, are well aware that everything is more badass with a jetpack, and a better jetpack can therefore only make gameplay more badass. I rest my case. That's about all I have for you on the topic of what is assured to be coming out to celebrate Liberty Day, as well as all potential speculatory additions that could make an appearance as well. Suffice to say, the first Liberty Day celebration for Helldivers 2 is surely set to be, if not the most hype, the second most hype content drop of the game's first year. And if you're curious what else we have coming up this month potentially, or within quarter 4 of the game's lifespan, the platoon system is close at hand, and I've covered everything we currently know about its features here. Something almost assuredly coming to us upon the completion of the Democracy Space Station, so make sure you're paying attention to the major orders this month, guys. It's critical to unlocking this new system. Beyond that, there is always the chance the Illuminates will finally make an appearance. In this video I made long ago now, I cover everything a new player to the Helldivers universe could want to know about what to expect from this new enemy, their strengths, weaknesses, and powers, all based on a cross-examination of what they have currently in the files for Helldivers 2 with what they were capable of in Helldivers 1. Thanks for watching till the end though, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.
Sending in an eagle.
Orbital inbound!
That is so unfortunate.